It's day 21. That means it's story day, and I think I got one that's gonna really touch your heart. I want you to meet Kay, and she's from McGran, Pennsylvania. When I first heard from Kay, she told me about something that happened to her that changed her life forever. The story begins. It was just a normal day at work for Kay, and all of a sudden, a man stopped her in the main hallway of the courthouse where she worked and remarked to her, "Gee, what a pretty face you have. But you sure are fat. You should lose some weight, miss." Well, nobody was ever ready for a comment like that. Where does someone get the nerve to make such a statement to a stranger? Well, Kay went home that evening and never mentioned the answer to her husband, Ken. It started a whole hard story to repeat to someone else. She told to her inside and continued to think about the man's words. "You sure are fat. You sure are fat." The truth of the matter was, Kay was fat. She was up to 246 pounds. Her four sisters tried desperately to convince her to do something about her weight, but Kay would never listen. Even her doctor advised her to drop the pounds. He was worried about Kay's health. She had high blood pressure. She was taking all sorts of medication that sometimes made her very sick. Her physician was failing, and her gallbladder was acting up. Well, one evening, Kay was having a sleepless night and decided to watch a little TV. You'll never guess who was on. She watched my show and saw me interviewing people who had lost 40 pounds, 80 pounds, and one lady who had lost 100 pounds. Kay thought, "This is exactly how much I have to lose. Oh, I bet they're all actors and actresses, and they're just lying about the weight loss. Well, I'll just order Eric's stuff and see what happens to me." When the plane arrives, Kay didn't waste any time. She had never been in the exercise type, but she loved the music and saw people in her own weight doing all those steps. So Kay said, "What heck, I'll give it a try." Well, she started just a little, doing just a little, and before she knew it, Kay was hooked. Every night after work, she would come home and immediately get into her sweating clothes. Her husband Ken will put on the VCR and tell his wife, "Honey, you have a date with Eric tonight, so get going." Gee, what a nice husband. On many evenings, Kay would invite her sisters over and make a party of it. After a while, she began noticing the changes. The oversized blouse that she was wearing, well, they were so baggy, it was like they belonged to someone else. Her blood pressure wasn't high anymore, and she was starting to feel healthy for the first time in a long time. In her letter, she said, "Before your program, I was very depressed and felt all alone. And to think I could ever do anything about my weight. I felt ugly and unwanted. A short pound seemed like so much to lose. So I took it 10 pounds at a time. As I reached each 10-pound goal, I began to like myself and who I was becoming. I went back to my doctor, who was so proud of me for taking control of my life. I have now reached my goal. I've gone from 246 pounds to 146 pounds. I want to apologize to you for ever thinking most people on their shows were lying about their weight loss, because I'm living proof that it can be done. Well, there's still days I want to eat a whole bag of chips. When that happens, I just think about the man in the courthouse, because now I have a pretty face and a body to match. Wow. Pretty powerful, huh? You know, sometimes things that people say to us, even though they may hurt us, are the very sayings that can bring us back to reality, to see the truth. Okay, even though she was very hurt by what that man said to her, it made her realize that she was slowly destroying her body, and no matter how much her sisters begged and pleaded with her, was a simple statement from a stranger that made her think long and hard about her health. After Kay knew in her heart that she had to do something, and she had to make a change for the better, that's when she was willing to take a chance on herself. And then that's what she got at the deal meal. It took a stranger to jolt Camp into action. If only he could see her now.